Head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Calmer High School, Adam Fossett, joins us this morning. And coach, a shutout for your defense last week, and again, a lot of points for your offense, 47-0 over Randolph County.
Yes, sir. It was a good game for us, a good road win for us, and to finish out the season on a win like that and to get the shutout is good momentum headed into the playoffs.
Now, Randolph County is not the normal Randolph County team that we've known down through the years, who've been a perennial playoff team, but it's good to get a shutout this late in the season, and it's good to put a lot of points on the board. That means a number of players had to play very, very well.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys that played well. Obviously, Kamor Harris had a big game, and Devontae Carmichael had a big game for us throwing the ball. Devin Harvey had a big catch for a score, and he's coming around for us at the right time at receiver. So a lot of big plays in the game. Had a lot of explosive plays. We started out with a big long pass to James Carmichael, and kind of went from there with it. So big night defensively. Obviously, anytime you can get the shutout is huge, and that's what we've been looking for is to get a shutout. Obviously, and to have that chance and still have a chance to play young guys too. So lot of fun being able to play those young guys and reward them for putting in the work and playing on the scout team and stuff during the week.
Well, we moved to the playoffs now, and the first time this season, B.B. Calmer has cracked the top 10 in Class 2A and getting set for the playoffs against G.W. Long, the number 8 ranked team in Class 2A. Usually, when you're a 2 seed, you get someone that's not quite as good as G.W. Long. Boy, they're really good.
Yeah, they're a good football team. They're 7-1 right now. They play tomorrow night. They finish out their season tomorrow night, but they were in a situation where they were in a 3-way tie for first in their region. So the top 3 teams in their region all beat each other basically and have one region loss. So based on tiebreakers and the fact that GW Long only played 9 games, they're stuck in the 3 seed. So
how does that region compare with Region you're in?
It's kind of interesting because that's something that we try to figure out too, and I think that region is a lot like ours. I think the top 3 teams are very, very strong, and then you have some teams that are not as strong that may have young guys.
Who are the 2 teams other than GW Long?
Ayrton is 1 and Elba is 2 right now. So and that could actually change based on Friday's games with who's 1 and 2 with their region. So. But GW Long is locked in at 3rd.
Well, being the number 10 team in Class 2A, a lot of people thought you should have climbed much sooner than you have. But at 8-2, number 10 team in the state, that's a great way to end the regular season.
It is. It's a great way, and those polls are done by the Sports Writers Association. So that's sports writers across the state that vote on that and cast their votes. So. I think the votes it ended up being 18 votes that we got. So, that goes, it started with 3 and then it went to 6 and then it jumped to 9 and then now it's jumped to 18 and we're in the top 10. So, it's an credit to the kids and the coaches and their work. But I also don't want to get caught up in a ranking either going into the playoffs. We're going to line up and play ball, and we've got to prepare for a very good team, and
this week off help you?
Yes, most definitely, and that's the tough part with a week off. You go back to last year and you think, all right, we ended up not playing a Week 10 game because the storm came through and did some destruction, so we didn't play Dadeville, and then St. Luke's ended up having COVID, and they had to forfeit that game, so we get a playoff win off a forfeit. We go almost 3 weeks without playing. So when this comes up and you have that Week 10 off, there's good and bad to it. But we've got to stay in game shape. We've also got to make sure we're getting everybody healthy and fixing some stuff that we need to fix. So this week's been a week of a little bit of both. We're still having contact, but we're shortening those contact periods, and we're quick on the whistle and things like that. So we're not dragging each other to the ground. We're not beating each other up, but we still have to have contact, especially in the trenches. Those guys have to be able to fire off the ball on a person. It's tough to and you get in bad habits firing off and hitting a pad or a dummy or something like that. So we got to fire off on a person and stay low and drive our feet and continue being a physical football team.
GW Long, the opponent in the first round of the 2A playoffs, it'll be at Legion Stadium here in Sylacauga on a Thursday night. Sylacauga's in the playoffs too, and why a Thursday night for BB Comer?
Well, both teams are going to have to play at the stadium, so somebody has to play on Thursday. And in talking to Coach Carter, it was easy for us. Hey, we'll play Thursday. You guys play Friday. We're off, so we have time to prepare and things like that. So, it's a situation where one team had to play Thursday, one team had to play Friday, and I was all for playing Thursday. So.
GW Long, do they compare to teams in your region?
We've been trying to figure that out, who they would compare to, and there's it's kind of hard to even give a comparison in the region that we could think of. They're very disciplined. They have a quarterback and a tailback that are very, very solid. Defensively, they get after it pretty strong. So they're a physical team, and they do things right. They don't make mistakes. So they're, again, you talked about the first round opponent. We have a tough first round. So, and if you look at the bracket, we have a tough bracket ahead of us, but we got to take care of them one at a time.
Last year, we're a playoff team for BB Comer. What's the difference after a big loss in the second round last year? What's the difference in last year's team and this year's team?
Skill-wise, it's all about the fact that we have so many options on the field offensively. You look at a team that's had 13 different guys score touchdowns. Last year it was we were very one-dimensional. I mean, it's just being honest. Very one-dimensional, did not have a lot of success throwing the ball. We threw for less than 500 yards last season.
You weren't really confident throwing the football last year.
No, not at all. And, we threw for less than 500 yards last season. Devontae's thrown for over 1,000 himself this year. And Devin Harvey's thrown for almost 300 yards just himself in some spot play and getting some playing time. So we're able to throw the ball, and we're able to run the ball. So very multidimensional. You can't just stack guys in the box and not worry about the pass. You can't just sit back and try and cover the pass. So that helps us out a ton. And the selflessness helps us out because our guys, you never hear our guys complaining about not getting the ball and not scoring and not doing this, that, or the other. As long as we're having success, they're not complaining about who gets that success. So the team concept of it helps. Confidence level helps. Our guys are confident. Our guys believe in themselves, and that's key. Is you got to believe that you can be successful. You got to believe that you can win.
Tickets to the playoff game. Talk about that.
So we'll have a playoff meeting on Saturday in Montgomery, but I know the tickets are going to be through GoFan. As soon as they'll post a link for us, or they'll send us a link through email. As soon as that link is posted, I'll upload it on the Facebook page. And
are tickets available at the game?
That's what we've got to find out. So when it's our home game, we have a scan and go situation where you can just scan a debit card. You can buy your tickets at the game. So and that's through an iPad system and a little computerized system for your debit card or credit card. And I'm assuming that that's going to be available since we have that resource and that we are able to do that. I'm assuming that's going to be available, but we'll know a lot more after the meeting on Saturday.
Yeah, regular season is complete. B.B. Comer 8-2, first round of the playoffs against GW Long. Even though the playoffs are a different animal, some things stay the same too.
Yeah, it's you know, you got to stay the course. You got to, you know, we don't necessarily want to change what we're doing. You know, we understand the situation, and our guys understand what's going on. You know, and I've been critical during the season. I've been critical of our guys about making mistakes and doing things right, and I tell them after a lot of games or at halftime of a lot of games, you know, at some point in time we're going to be in a ball game, and at some point in time, a little mistake that you made is going to mean something a lot more, because you're not always going to be up 21 points. You're not always going to be leading in a ball game. So how we react when we're trailing, how we react when adversity hits is key. So and then trying to simulate adversity is almost impossible. So you really have to, like, you know, put it in their heads that you've got to be able to work as a team. You got to be able to kind of mesh as a team, and they've done a good job of that. But we've got to be able to handle adversity, and that's something that we haven't had to deal with a lot of adversity in the past couple of weeks. So hopefully we're ready for that. And again, you get a week off, and then we'll have a short week, so to speak. But we're looking forward to playing on Thursday night and seeing what happens.
All right. Head football coach and athletic director Adam Fossett of the B.B. Comer Tigers joins us this morning. First round matchup next week here at Legion Stadium. Kick at 7 o'clock against GW Long. Coach will join us next Thursday morning prior to the game on the High School Coaches Corner. Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
More Daybreak right after this.